Welcome to the Militia Gaming Community. I'm Trigger, and today I'm back with another wrong build video, this time the 911 GT3 RS. Let's go! Alright, real quick before we get into the video, I just want to mention that if you're looking for a level 50 crew, there are tons of crews in the Discord that are looking for players. Some of them are level 50 and some of them are not. You can scroll through, find a crew, and send a request. Or if you have a level 50 crew or a crew that you want to recruit people to, you can post your crew in our Need for Speed Crews channel. So the Discord link is in the description down below. Now let's get into this GT3 RS. All right, let's get into the very first and most important part of the build, and that's the engine. The best engine for this car, and trust me, I built all 7 of these engines and I tested them. The best engine for this car is the 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8. It performs the best when in a racing environment. I also checked it for drag racing and other things. This is the engine to go with. It performed better than every other engine. As you know, I do my testing on Arian. It has the most variety of different things that you would find in races in Need for Speed Heat. It has S-turns, it has straights that are long, it has hard 90-degree turns when you're coming out of a straight, so you have to really test the car's ability to turn at high speed. So this is where I do my testing. I've tested all the engines. This is the engine to go with. Let's take a look at my build so far, and then we'll go ahead and go for a sonic run so you can see how the car handles. So right now we've got the Ultimate Plus parts, the dual turbo, and the 5x3 pound NOS. Of course, track suspension and elite brakes. We're going race tires on this one, and Elite Plus clutch, Elite 7-speed gearbox, and the track differential. Now auxiliaries, I always go refills and duration, so definitely keep those on if you're racing. That's what you want to do. Let's take a look at the live tuning. The live tuning is steering sensitivity -5, downforce -5, traction control off, drift style on, gas. Let's go ahead and go for a sonic run so you can see how this thing handles. One thing I noticed about this car, and it's the reason why I have the steering sensitivity all the way down, is that it's super sensitive to steering, but it doesn't have a very sharp turning angle or sharp turning radius. It's kind of interesting. It's weird like that. Lots of traction off the line. It grips up really nicely. Where this car really struggles is top speed. It gets to about 200 and then it struggles to get to the higher speeds. So even like that turn was actually pretty decent. It wasn't the best, but I'm having to NOS all the way to top speed. And it just kind of creeps. Most cars by this time will have 230 miles per hour by the time you hit those palm trees. And at least the faster cars. The turning radius is not very sharp at all. It is a very grippy car. Look how long it takes to get to top speed if you're not using NOS. Still not there. Finally, 230. Alright, did okay so far. Had a couple of mistakes throughout the city. Oh my goodness. As soon as I say something, I hit a wall. So see, the reason why this car cannot be top tier is its top speed. It does get there eventually, but it's not something that is easily reached for this car. For some reason, it just has an issue with it. 246.43, what a terrible run. I made a lot of mistakes. I ran it faster yesterday with the Club Sport GTI, which is a front-wheel drive car. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. The car handles okay. It's got some decent turning capabilities, but at high speeds, it does take a while for the car to make a sharp turn. So you have to slow down when making those turns. And on top of that, it doesn't get to top speed as fast as it should, or as fast as some of the faster cars in the game do. So for that reason, it's not going to be one of the fastest cars. I was able to run a 258.1 on Arian, which if you look at some of the other cars that I've tested, is okay. It's faster than a lot of cars because it does handle pretty well, but 258 is not is not super fast. And that's of course without a shortcut. I do all my testing without the shortcuts. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch this thing over. Let's see if we can make it go fast in a straight line. All right, so to go from a track build to a drag build, only a couple things need to switch. The 1x15 pound NOS, the tires, and then we'll play around with the gearboxes. Switch to a drag tire. We'll go outside and let's see which gearbox performs the best in a quarter mile. All right, right now we have the 7-speed gearbox in, and the quarter mile is 8.83, and we need to switch to the 6-speed and the 5-speed to see if that 7 is actually the fastest. So let's go with the 6 first. 6-speed is 8.83, so let's go to the 5-speed. See what that one looks like. .73. You can knock off an entire 1/10 of a second with that 5-speed gearbox. That's actually pretty good. So this is going to be our best gearbox, and this is going to be our drag setup. Let's go ahead and throw up the build card and give you the full drag build. That 984 horsepower 3.8 liter V8 engine, Ultimate Plus engine parts with the Ultimate dual turbo and the 1x15 pound NOS. You got the super track suspension, elite brakes, and elite drag tires. Elite Plus clutch, super 5-speed gearbox, any super track differential. Auxiliaries are always NOS refills and duration when I'm racing. And the live tuning is going to be steering sensitivity -5, downforce -5, and traction control off. Drift style on gas is exactly the same as it is on our track build. The only difference between a track and a drag build for live tuning is your downforce needs to be all the way down, and since this one for the track is all the way down, it's exactly the same. So we'll have the live tuning exactly the same for our track and our drag builds. And the next one is going to be really fun. I have not drifted this car at all, but we need to drift this car. We need to see how it does. It's a rear wheel drive monster, I believe. Is it rear wheel drive? I don't know. Someone in the comments tell me if it's a GT3 RS's rear wheel drive. I don't know much about Porsches. Anyway, should be a rear wheel drive car. I'm over here messing with the downforce. Let's just get to it, bro. Drift time. All right, assuming this is a rear wheel drive car, I'm gonna switch this back to the 5x3, and then we're gonna go to our standard drift build for rear wheel drive, which is speed cross suspension, drag tires, and pro drift differential. So those are the 3 parts. If you want to make a rear wheel drive car drift, those are the 3 parts you want: super speed cross, elite drag, pro drift differential. And then you're going to make sure that you change your live tuning to steering sensitivity all the way up, downforce all the way down. That's what you want. That's a really good starting point to figuring out how the drift build is going to shake out for the car. It's a little different for each car, and sometimes we have to make changes to this build, like, you know, a different tire or a different suspension, but I think this one is going to work for this car. We're just going to see. Let me change this live tuning real quick. Steering sensitivity all the way up. Perfect. All right, let's see how it does. This is a very grippy car, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't drift well. Oh, that feels pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's slow down here. We don't need to be going 400 miles an hour into this drift section. Let's get it. Oh, this is actually pretty nice, dude. This is actually pretty nice. It does take a handbrake. It's super grippy. It does take a handbrake to make the turn. See, I didn't handbrake on that, and I couldn't drift that turn. So it does take a handbrake to switch the turn, like left and right. So we're gonna go ahead and drift it into this. It will not transition unless you handbrake or wait long enough for the car to transition. That's really not that bad. 51's not bad. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can get a clean run this time. Here we go. We lost our multiplier at the end, 46. See, that one felt better, but it wasn't scoring as high. Alright, so it doesn't score super high, but the way that this feels is definitely where I want to keep this build. I don't think we're going to get any better handling. I just think that the car just doesn't score very high. It's the angle of the drift. It just does not keep a strong angle. We're gonna really try hard to beat that 51 this time. Try to go around this pack of cars. Oh my goodness, we did it. Leave that in the video, Jesus. And we get past 51. 74, let's go, dude. All right, after I, you know, figured out my problems here, 74,000 is really good. That's actually really good for that drift zone. This is not a strong drifting car. It's a very good one, but it's not like one of the top. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a top drifter by any means. Oh, we don't break any gas pumps when we go through here, dude. That's right. Come through here. Go around the building this time. Look at that control, bro. Oh! Okay. I don't have as much control as I thought. It's alright. Throw up the drift build card. Throw up the drift build card. Alright, we got that same 3.8 liter V8. Ultimate plus parts, ultimate dual turbo. Ultimate 5x3 pound NOS, super speed cross suspension, elite brakes, elite drag tires, elite plus clutch, super 5-speed gearbox, and the pro drift differential. We're looking at NOS refills, NOS duration. Not really that applicable in drifting, but it is what it is. Live tuning, we've got steering sensitivity +5, downforce -5, traction control off, drift style on, gas. This is it. This is a drift build. All right, let's get dirty, bro. Let's take this thing off-road. All right, turn this thing into an off-road build. Let's switch to rally suspension. Let's go with the off-road tires like always. And then let's switch the differential over to rally as well. And I think we need to go back on our gearbox. I think a 7-speed gearbox would benefit us much more in a rally application or off-road application. So let's do this. This is our rally drift build. Rally drift? No. This is our rally build. My brain's not working today, guys. Let's go ahead and test it. We normally will test on 2 races, HTV2 and Rumble. And we'll combine those times, we'll add them together and see where it ranks among the other cars. The reason I combine them is because each of those races offers something completely different for the car. It's a different set of challenges for the car. Actually, most of the off-road races in this game are just much different. Every race is a little bit different. So it's hard to rank the cars just by testing them on one race. So we have to test them on multiple races, and I add their times together and see who has the least amount of time on both of those races, and then that's how I would rank them. So let's go out to HTV2 first, and then we'll hit up Rumble. All right, here we go. HTV2 test. Oh, get out of the way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Oh, bro. Take 2. Here we go. Let's go, dude. It felt really, really nice around that corner. It slides really well. It regains traction decently. But it's so slow on the dirt. Oh no. It handles very well on the dirt, but it's just so slow. It doesn't have the top speed. I would be surprised if this was anywhere near a 150, 152. Dude, with the NOS, still 130, barely pushes 130. Bro, you guys have seen me, if you've watched this series before, you've seen me drive cars up to 143 in there. Sometimes real fast cars can get to 144. This thing is just barely creeps to 130. That's sad. because it handles so well. It feels really nice. Here we go, last little bit. 152. Actually not a bad time. For being so slow at top speed, I'm telling you, the handling feels really, really nice. It handles very, very well, and I think that's what made up for the lack of top speed on the dirt. So let's see how it does at Rumble. I have a feeling it's going to be fairly slow, but we will see. Here we go. Rumble test, take one. Like I said, I feel like it handles super, super well in the dirt, dude. It just feels great to drive. But just no speed. I mean, it kind of even looks slow. I would not be surprised if this time was like high 3 teens, like 18, 19, maybe even 20. $320, that's what I'm thinking. God, it's just so easy to take around these corners, man. It just feels so good. Oh my goodness. Mannix on lap number 2. Jesus. This dude was trying to take me out, trying to block me over here. Let's go inside. We're gonna bink off him a little. A little bink, you know what I mean? No one ever said you can't bink. Look how it's struggling to pass these guys. It's just so slow, dude. Where is second place? Where's Vladimir? Look how far ahead Vladimir is. I don't think we're gonna catch Vladimir, dude. Oh my goodness. I had a feeling it was gonna be kind of slow. And we're not even gonna catch Vladimir. Oh, are we gonna do it here? Nope, Vladimir holds us off, dude. Doesn't get lapped. Oh my god, that's terrible, dude. That's terrible. 320, just like I thought. Somewhere in the high teens or 20s. 320.10, let me write it down. So that gives us a combined time of 512.7. This is not great, man. 512 is actually, just to give you some perspective, 512 puts it at somewhere near 33, 34, something like that. 30, let's call it 34. 34th best time. Yeah, it's just not that good. I'm sure there's a lot of other cars in this game that will beat it, including the ones that I've already tested. I've gotten through about half of the cars now. But let's go ahead and throw up the off-road build card, and then let's get to the end of the video. We've got that same 3.8 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts with the Ultimate dual turbo and the 5x3 pound NOS, Super Rally suspension, Elite brakes, and Elite off-road tires. We've got the Elite Plus clutch, Elite 7-speed gearbox, and the Super Rally differential. And auxiliaries are NOS refills and NOS duration, like always. Live tuning is going to look like your drift live tuning. It is steering sensitivity all the way up, downforce all the way down. This helps with control and keeps the car light on the dirt when you're looking for top speed. Traction control off and drift style on gas. All right, let's sum this thing up. All right, aside from looking amazing, because this is one of my favorite cars in this game in terms of what it looks like, this is a brilliant car. It looks amazing in real life as well. Aside from that, it's really okay on the track. It's not slow. I can't say it's slow, but it's definitely not fast. For drag, it's okay. It's kind of in the middle of the pack. An 8.73 is, like I said, it's just all right. And then as far as the drifting goes, it's definitely above average in drifting, as are most of the rear-wheel drive cars in this game. Most of the rear-wheel drive cars can drift pretty well. This one does drift very, very well, but it's not anywhere near the top tier drift cars in this game. Those cars blow it out of the water when it comes to score. I do think you can use this to 3-star all of the events on the map, but I don't think it's much useful after that. Like if you want to go for a high score, not the car. And then on the off-road, it's really middle of the pack again. They made this car super average, which really bugs me. It is a brilliant car in real life. One of the best Porsches that they've ever made. And it's definitely one of the best 911s that they've ever made. This is not that in this game. There are plenty of cars, a lot of like beater cars that will actually beat this car in a race. So anyway, this is just an all right car. I do love the way it looks, and I wish it was faster. I want more from this car. Anyway, it is what it is. We can't change it now, but I appreciate you watching. And as always, I got my socials up on the screen. My DMs are always open, guys. You can send me a DM. I check every single message. And as long as I have the time to do that, I will be doing that. It has been getting very difficult lately, which is great. It means you guys are engaged with the content. You guys have questions. You're sending me questions. I do not mind engaging via DM. Send me a DM. I will look at it. I can't get back to you right away because I have a lot of them, but I will definitely read it and I will get back to you. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. Shout out to all the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.